that took some. That was like my workout for the day, trying to get that thing on. Coffee chats with Dan and Jess. Good morning. We've missed you.
Morning.
Good morning. Also featuring a cup that Dan bought me for Christmas last year. Magical bastard. Some magical bastard. And then he's featuring a cup that I bought during my divorce. Actually, I can, and he enjoys it. Anyway.
Actually, I can.
Good morning. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving. And there's so much political hoobaloo around it.
Whoa, you're jumping right into politics.
Well, the thing is I understand, and I feel for, and I am frustrated at what the indigenous people have gone through in this entire process. And I do think that there should be more education. We homeschool our children, except, I know we take Layla to preschool, but this is a different situation. This is a beginning thing. We will homeschool her at some point. My boys have never been in a public school setting, and we teach them all parts of the history. We teach them what the government teaches. We teach them what the indigenous people teach, all of them. But I want to do a fun roulette of random things that we're thankful for. Homestead and Parent Edition. And Dan gets to go first.
Already? I gotta be thinking about what I'm thankful for. That's like
Parent and Homestead Edition.
Parent and Homestead Edition. I usually like to say that as I'm eating some delicious food, Very nice.
I got you some delicious coffee from Wandering Bear.
I would say I am thankful for my relationship with nature and figuring out that instead of using nature, we could coexist. And I feel like, honestly, it sounds cliche and all of this, but I really feel like nature has a way of teaching us almost like this timeless patience and just, I don't know. So I really have been enjoying everything outside. What about you?
You went really deep right off the bat.
Well, you started off deep.
I'm thankful for Instacart. I am. I don't like how you have to pay more, but I can say this first year postpartum, or just over a year postpartum with Zoe, I can say it has been helpful because when I had the boys and I had Layla, I didn't really have an option for groceries to be delivered to me. A couple times in Virginia, that was when they first started the Amazon Prime Now, and so some grocery stores tried to compete with it, and I would pay $15 to have my groceries delivered, which seemed like a lot back then. That's equivalent to $25 now. It seems like we're talking about 50 years ago, but man, things have gone up in price.
So you're thankful for conveniences that make your life easier?
Yeah, so that I can be more present at home. I didn't have to take the baby out in cold weather and stuff like that. But I am really thankful for what the chickens have given us and the property has given us. It's been eye-opening. I remember when when Dan and I first got together, we moved really fast. We were lightning bolts.
See, I
Speed to
disagree.
Gonzalez.
I disagree.
But
We spent 2 months talking to
we did, but we moved quickly as far as buying a home and things like that. We're still not legally married. We consider ourselves legally married, but we're not legally married because I'm in the process of getting Layla adopted, and it complicates things essentially.
We still don't have that official document that says you are married, even though we've lived together.
Pretty much are married.
And had a baby together and had a homestead together.
Yeah. So it's just the legal rigmarole, but we would be married had we not be dealing with this part. But so we bought a house pretty quickly, and we actually had kind of given up on looking at houses because we had put offers in and then they'd fall through, and it was just really stressful. We were done, but we had signed a contract that we would look at houses for so many months or whatever. And So I was like, well, I will just appease them. And they called me about this house that was about 10 minutes from my old house. And I was like, sure, I guess I'll do that. And so I went and I pulled up.
Utah.
Yep, Dan was in Utah, or were you on a work trip? One of the two, right?
Yeah.
And I pulled into the driveway, and I was like, we had little heart shutters on there, and I kind of was like, shit.
See,
As soon as I pulled in.
I feel like this is the part we skip over, but like we moved really fast, but
Yeah.
people don't understand the details of necessarily like how we met, and that we literally spoke and FaceTimed for 2 months. And in that time, and both of us talked about how we had gone through divorces at the same time. We didn't
literally, I think our divorce date was the same day.
And the mindset we both had, because you had kids, I had kids,
Yeah.
was we're not messing around here.
That's true. So there are a lot of people who date with just the intention of dating and having fun, and we'll see where it goes. And I feel like both Dan and I dated with the intention of marriage. I think it's more of a courtship, even though that sounds
we
all...
weren't flippant about our relationship. We were like, okay, well, if you are the person I want to be with, then we're taking this very seriously. And we really got to know each other, mind, heart, through the communicating. And then I came out and spent 3 weeks living with you. And some people be like, that's weird. I'm like, not in the mindset that you're like, this is the real deal. Like, I feel like we were invested. And then we moved fast after that. But when you find your person, no matter where it is across the country,
it's kind of hard to do it slow if you're long distance.
I feel like you will put that effort in, that extra effort, where you're like, we are going to make this work. This is going to happen. You know?
Right.
Like, that's manifestation, I think.
Yeah. And I'm grateful for our process. I think it depends on the people, though, too. Like, some people can do it.
Well, I'm just saying, some people see our relationship like, yeah, move fast. It's like, if you hear the details of the mindset of where we were at, and, you know, coming out and living with you and stuff, that was so that I could see if we were compatible and if our lives were compatible. You know? Like, I feel like it was very, very thought out.
And then I went out and saw him earlier than planned. 2 weeks earlier. Because I had a last minute plane ticket that I had to use like a credit for.
Which was awesome. How that worked. You know, it all kind of fell into place.
It did. And we got engaged that weekend, which I think was crazy because, like, we just spent that time, and then you called your dad in the middle of the night, didn't you? You couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
You called your dad and told him.
The thing is, like, you know, even with the engagement, there was still 1,000 thoughts going through my mind. But the one thought that came out was like, I love this person. She excites me, interests me. Her mind, you know, I'm a sapiosexual, which means that you have an attraction hook that gets you interested, but until you fall in love with their heart and their mind, it's not going to work. And I remember hearing Jess's story and about Layla adopting and everything that she had been through, and I was just amazed. And I was like, this is someone I want to spend the rest of my life with. Like, she kind of checks all the boxes.
It
doesn't mean that it was easy.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like this. Oh, this is easy.
For us getting together, it was really that, like, once in a lifetime chance, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it was we both equally kind of had to put forth some effort there. And I acted completely different than I normally had, because, like, I had 90,000 followers on TikTok at the time. Just got off the cusp.
I had 0.
Just got off the cusp of going viral. And I think I posted a couple of videos, and I posted one. I was scraping soap molds, and somebody commented and was like, "You poor sloppy, that's why you have to do that."
But you spelled poor.
And I was like, I responded back, and I was like, I think you spelled poor wrong. And it was, I don't know, I was salty back or whatever. And Dan commented, and my assistant at the time, Ashton, and I laughed so hard. It's one of those things where I guess you had to be there in the moment to understand how funny it was. But Dan commented, I'd rather pour...
I said better than rich sloppy.
Yeah, I would rather you pour than be poor sloppy. Be poor and poor sloppy than be rich and rich slop, or something like that.
Well, you just added a bunch to it.
Yeah, well, it was like, yeah. But we had read it, and it was funny. And I don't know, it hit us just the right way.
It was our little inside joke.
Yeah, it hit us just the right way. And I was thinking to myself at that time, I was like, you know, I was very much wanting to share my life with somebody. And I was sad that I'd gotten divorced. I was sad that, like, I felt like nobody really tried to put any effort into asking me on a date or nothing. I'd get stupid comments online.
You had interest, but no one was willing.
That was the thing. I would get like
go to the next level.
Right. People were happy to flirt, but nobody was happy to be a gentleman, take me on a date, nothing. And so I was like, you know, I was kind of sad, but I was okay with the fact that I might just be a business owner and raise my children, and that was enough for me.
See, this is where I have to defend myself, because people,
well,
you know, family and everything, they're like, this mood's fat. Just like, okay, so let me give you a little glimpse into a Viking mindset. When you are dedicated to a mission or whatever you do, fighting for your castle, like, you take it serious. And that's what I did with you. Like, I, you know, had woken up from my accident. Yeah. I was in a place where I'm like, things are going to be different.
Right.
And so my heart had changed, where it's like, I'm going all into those things that are the most important to me.
Right.
And so that's the way that I was like, you know, even coming out here, like, I messed up my flight. And so I show up at the airport.
I was so scared.
Booked the wrong day. I went early in the morning to the airport, and she's like, this is the wrong day. And I'm like, oh my gosh, can you?
Yeah.
And she ended up having to put me on a flight like at 9 o'clock that night. So I literally
And you were on standby all day too,
yeah,
right?
I sat in the airport all day, but I was like, I'm sleeping on my backpack, you know, and I'm like, I was gonna do whatever it took, you know, and that's why, like, when some people are like, long distance relationships are hard, I'm like, yeah, but
they're hard, but I think that the world is so used to these days everybody moving so slow because people aren't transparent as who they are, right? Yeah. Like, if there's a lot of bullcrap and lies and things, that can be a problem. Yeah. But we have this notion a lot of times that you have to take forever to do things, but it's like, I've been told in business too, they're like, wow, you just do it. And I'm like, yeah, I don't see the point in just like taking 5 years. You know what I mean? Like, like if you just move right and drill right forward. But yeah, like I was in a place where I was sad, but I wasn't like talking to people. I didn't do any dating apps, neither did Dan. And I commented to Dan, I said to him, because I was thinking about how sometimes somebody would make a comment to me and it would change my day for the better. And so I sent him a message and I just said to him, I appreciated his comment, and my assistant and I laughed about it all day. And I wanted him to know, and it's funny because I had no idea his past history or anything, but I was like, I want you to know that, like, I thought in my mind that if somebody knows that they brighten someone else's day, maybe they would feel better about themselves. Maybe it would be the thing that would make them feel good.
Like, we weren't even flirting with
no,
each other.
And so I was so like,
this girl's so hot.
It was a very normal conversation.
It was a completely innocent, and then
and I was like, thank you for your comment, and then I don't know, it was like,
I think we did it right. We just started talking.
It was probably as close to organic as it could be. Like, he commented, I commented back, and then I would live stream and he'd sit there, which I had seen him in my live streams before, but that wasn't uncommon. I used to have a lot of people in them. And then it would be, we talked back and forth little bit by little bit, and I guess it just kind of
we built
blossomed.
A story, because it's like, you know, let's just say I'm a guy and I see you and you're beautiful and I'm like, I want that, you know. It wasn't like that. I literally saw videos of you making cheese with the kids in the kitchen, and I remember going, wow,
I remember that one.
What a beautiful mother, you know. Like, I fell in love with that. I fell in love with your life and just everything in it. So it was like all encompassing. It was never just, oh, you know, I really want to make out with that beautiful woman, you know?
I mean, that was a plus. But so I'm thankful for all of that. I'm thankful for our property. I think that's where we started. But when I first saw it,
how that happened was just because you remember we reached a point where, like, okay, we're done looking, and then you went and saw that, and you're like,
well,
and
it was the way the kids.
I wasn't even there. We like literally bought this house.
Yeah,
we bought this house, and I hadn't even seen it. I just seen a few pictures, but it's like I trusted in you.
Yeah, it was hard. I mean, there was a lot of frustration, I think, between both of us because, boy, did we both have to sacrifice and rip ourselves from where mentally we told ourselves we were staying. Which I think that's hard to mentally.
We put ourselves through a lot of stressful.
To be able to do that, yeah. But Dan had come home and we had signed a contract and everything. We were waiting, the 90 days or whatever it's supposed to be. And he came home and I was like, do you want to see your house? And there's a video where I'm asking him if he wants to see the house. But there was something about, like,
it was
obviously
like when you went
I
out
had
on the
seen,
property, you fell in love with it. Right?
I had seen the inside of the house primarily with the kids. And the way the kids ran around the house as if this was their home. 1 second, baby.
They're not going to go anywhere.
They're not going anywhere. We're going to go out. 1 second.
They're not coming out for 3 seconds.
There was just this feeling of coming home, and I was like, damn it. That I had to tell Dan, I'm sorry, honey. I know I've told you that this might be the one before, but this is definitely it. Like, we need to not let this one go. And then we, did the contract and everything. And then he came back out to Michigan with me. I think I had flown out there and he came back or something. And we went by to see the place. The owners had given us permission. And we started walking and we found this big patch of yarrow. Mm-hmm. And that was when Dan said he knew. Like, when he saw the yarrow, that's kind of like one of my herbs. He was like, oh yeah, this is definitely our place. And just since then, it just keeps giving us stuff. Like, we keep finding things, all of it.
Layla, ready?
Can you dance?
Layla went from this song stupid to she likes it. Layla, show us your moves.
Let me see your moves.
Come on. Layla, come on.
We were embarrassing her dancing the other day. Are all your friends
Layla,
seeing us
I'm not
dance?
letting you out unless you do a little dancing. If you wanna go out. Ready?
Gotta dance it out. Ready? Let me see your hand. Dance with mommy.
Okay, I guess we're just gonna stay in here all day.
No.
Okay, you gotta do something. You gotta do a dance move. Just go like this. Why don't we steal away?
You do disco.
Why don't we steal away into the...
She doesn't like dancing. That's okay. Can I have a kiss? Are we, do we have to do paper, rock, scissors?
You wanna do
Who's
it
gonna
with
win,
this?
do you think? Okay.
Oh.
I have to do scissors.
Boom! Mom wins.
Why do I not do scissors? You're the scissor queen. Girl.
I just know.
You sharp.
I just know.
All right.
Say.
Let's do
All right,
this.
guys. We'll see you later.